back to my channel. So today we have Hunter here with us. He's boarding with us and is the sweetest and most affectionate and also very playful and fun dog. And yeah, he's going home today, so we're going to miss him so much. Hunter, right? So friends, I just finished watching the documentary called Just Eat It. It's about a couple experimenting eating just discarded food for 6 months. First, I thought they're going to eat like off the garbage, like food expired, people throw away in the trash can and things like that. Unfortunately, it's not true, and it was just a totally different story than I would imagine. It's very fun to watch. It's an hour and 13 minutes. So I'm going to link the link below. You can watch on YouTube for free, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it as much as I did. So what I learned from the documentary is also very mind-blowing and is very unfortunate. In the US, 40% of the food are wasted. Out of the 40%, 25% is from household, which means when we go to the grocery store, we buy 4 bags of food and we just throw 1 bag away into the trash and only eat the rest of the food. And the other 15% is from restaurants, supermarkets, and also the farmers, because they have to only, they were only able to sell the very good looking, perfect looking produces, for example. I'm going to go through 10 ways that we can actually do our part to reduce our food waste at home. At least let's crack down to 25%. So in my house, it's just me and my husband. We literally have maybe 0% food waste because we don't throw away anything. We eat all the leftovers. I freeze everything. So I'm going to break down one by one and talk about that. First is we avoid buying extra or any additional. So I have a food kind of like a dinner planning with that plan and with a shopping list. This way we can avoid buying too much. Also, I go to a shop. I go to shopping at this local grocery shop. It's or farmers market where you can just buy exactly what you want instead of buying everything from the supermarket that is already pre-packed. This way we can avoid plastic and also we can avoid overbuying. Second is freeze everything. So I literally freeze everything. For example, bread. I actually figured out what kind of bread freeze very well, and I usually tend to only buy those bread. For example, baguettes doesn't really freeze well, so I avoid buying them a lot. Only buy them when we can finish. For example, I made some pesto sauce before we left for vacation, and we didn't finish. And I just freeze the leftover in the freezer. And today I just take them out because I'm going to make pesto chicken sandwich tomorrow. So freeze everything. Meat. We don't eat a lot of meat, but when we buy meat, we buy from Costco because it's just better quality and it's just a lot cheaper than outside. But I freeze most of it, only leave out what we eat for that meal. I also freeze, for example, this is fresh ginger. Usually you buy even 1 ginger root is more than we ever need for 1 meal, so I freeze them. They freeze very well. You can freeze green onion too. And this is organic figs from Labor's tree. I clean them, kind of dry a little bit, like use the dehydrator or use the air fryer, and then I freeze them in the fridge. And you can use this for a lot of ways. I make crackers mostly for this. You can put in the bread and whatever. So freeze everything, even veggies like celeries and stuff like that can freeze very, very well. And number 3 is learn more about food storage. Like certain food can put it together, and some foods should not be put in the fridge. And so if we learn proper ways to store things, we can avoid spoilage, and we can save a lot more food that way. And number 4 is pick up the odd looking produce. So what I mean is in supermarket, they cannot sell. For example, if a produce is not perfect round, perfect looking, or if there's a scar in it, then they can sell because people won't buy it. So what I do is, if it's a scar, I think it's perfect. We all have scars, we have moles, we have things like that, and it's just like, even for fresh like fruit, if there's a little crack like tomato, I think it's super ripe and super delicious, as long as it's not like spoiled, it's not dirty like mold on it. I would buy those. Actually, when I went to the farmer's market, my farmer had a lot of apricots that were super ripe and they were super soft, so people were not picking them up. So I bought 5 pounds of apricots because I wanted to make apricot jam. So this is one of the containers. I just took this out from the freezer, so it's a little bit so a lot of ice outside. 5 is whenever you have like different variety of vegetables or meat left, make a stew, because you can just use whatever leftovers. For example, there are 2 dishes that we rotate in our house using leftovers. One is ratatouille, because you always have a leftover, 1 onion, 1 pepper, 1 eggplant, or 1 zucchini, and whatever, you just put them together. And there's other dish we make all the time with leftover veggies is couscous. My husband's French, so we kind of ate a lot of couscous, for example, in Paris, and also here we found Moroccan restaurants. So I make a spicy Moroccan couscous without any meat, no chicken, just veggies, and it's super delicious, and it's like such comfort food. All right, number 6 is make veggie stock. So when we like have a stock of celery or maybe some carrot skins and things like that, we can always put them together, and you use instant pot or whatever to make a quick vegetable stock. Is much healthier than the stock you can buy from outside, because that's full of preservatives, MSG potentially, and other things, or maybe highly salted. So when we make our own, we don't add any of those, which is very healthy. And number 7, make a jam, I just mentioned, and make dried fruit, dried vegetables, and also pickle veggies. So this is my pickle jam for red onion. Number 8 is use all 5 senses to determine food expiration date. As I mentioned below, as mentioned in the documentary, there is no regulation whatsoever on the food expiration date we see on the label in each of the cartoons or packages on that. So when it says expired, maybe the manufacturer just want us to buy more and buy it sooner. So we can really just look at it, smell it, touch it, and taste it to see if it's really bad. Most of the time when they look expired, when it says expired, it's not expired. We always eat when past the expiration date, and we never had any problem. But of course, if you're super sensitive, and just be careful, use your common sense. Number 9 is compost. Compost is huge. I'm so happy finally the city we live in Mountain View, in my complex, we started to have a compost bin where I can put all the discarded like food, skin, peels, and things like that. I think compost is like, even absolutely there's no way we can eat it or use it, at least it will turn to like a fertilizer soil or something that is just not, go to the landfill and things like that. And number 10 is the last one, which is getting creative. Maybe try a dish, a combination of things that you never tried before, and try to find a recipe or watch a YouTube video on the new recipe, and try something new instead of not eating it and let it go bad, and just give it a try. You might like it. Anyway, there's no cost, nothing to lose, because we already have the food there, right? Alright, those are my 10 ways on how to reduce food waste at our household. I hope you enjoyed it, and please leave me a comment below if you have any other ways that you think would be a good way to reduce food waste. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye. Hunter, you want to say bye-bye? Oh, you're awake? Oh no. Want to look out the window. All right, bye-bye. Thank you.